I applied for a spousal open work permit which got refused, and the reason for refusal comes out to be that you did not satisfy the officer that your spouse works in a NOC 0AB job, and hence you do not meet the eligibility requirement. A lot of folks are getting their spousal open work permits refused with this reasoning. It's the most common reason, and in this video we're going to talk about this. Welcome back again to the channel, guys. My name is Dhruv. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and at our firm Effizient Inc, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. So if you have any questions, here is our contact information. You can call us, email us, WhatsApp us, and we would be happy to assist you. Now, before we move into the spousal open work permit and why it gets refused, let's talk about the commenter of the week. So Soumya over here asks us, for this program there is no need to be eligible or apply through the express entry. Well, we're talking about the Nova Scotia skilled worker stream, so yes, no need to apply for express entry. This is a non-express entry program. You apply to Nova Scotia PNP, you get the nomination, and then you apply to the federal government through the PNP class. You don't need to be eligible for express entry. I hope this answers your question, Soumya, and in case you need assistance, you can contact us for your free consultation. Now, the common reason and the most common reason for SOWP refusal is not satisfying the immigration officer that your spouse is working in Canada on in a job that falls under tier 0, 1, 2, 3, and now with the public policy 4 or 5, but you still need to satisfy the officer with the proper documentation. For the SOWP refusal for folks whose spouses are students, again there is a common reason that you did not satisfy that the student is a full-time student in good standing in Canada, and hence they end up refusing the application. Now, before we move forward, guys, a lot of DIY, do-it-yourself applicants face this refusal, and the main reason for this refusal is that they go online to the GCK account, they say apply for a work permit, they answer the set of questions that are asked, and by the end of the questions that they've answered, they get a customized checklist which they think is customized by IRCC, but that customized checklist they look at, and based on that customized checklist they fill the forms and they upload the required documents as per the checklist. Now, here's where the problem is. You think when applying by yourself that checklist is complete. However, that checklist that is generated is still a generic checklist that is not custom, and that does not include everything that must be added to a work permit application. Hence, a lot of people when they apply using that checklist that appears on their GCK account, they end up getting refused, and the reason is, well, they have not satisfied or provided the required documentary evidence. Now, you may ask that if that checklist does not give you what is needed, how the hell do you know? How do you find out what documents are required and how to satisfy an officer? Well, the easiest way is you have to check the LMI exemption code under which you are applying. For example, for SOWP, for students and workers, you have to select that relevant exemption code. You need to know that, and you need to check the documentary evidence requirement for that particular exemption code. For example, for the spouses of high skilled workers, the LMI exemption code is C41. If you go into this details of this exemption code, it has the documentary evidence that is required, and you need to include this documentary evidence as a part of your application, even if it's not asked by the GCK online checklist, if you want your application to be approved. Here, for example, under the documentary evidence section, you can see they have mentioned clearly the evidence that the principal foreign national, that is your sponsor, that is your spouse, is employed in Canada full-time under tier 0, 1, 2 or 3 occupation, and with that proof you would be able to satisfy an officer for this requirement. Other than that, they ask for some evidence to prove your relationship with the sponsor, with your spouse. They need to see the legal status of your spouse, and they need to see that the spouse's status is valid for 6 months or more at the time you submit the application. Otherwise, the application will be refused. Similarly, guys, for most of the other work permit applications, you need to make sure to dig into the details of the exemption codes and understand what the documentary evidence requirement is. Otherwise, your application will be refused. IRCC very seldomly or rarely they'll give you a chance to submit new documents or ask for more. They just send you the refusal letter. So now you applied to bring your spouse to Canada, and it's been you applied in January, it's April, it's been 4 months, and after 4 months you receive a refusal. That is very disheartening, right? So make sure you don't just go by the instructions or the checklist that is generated by the GC key account. That is incorrect, that is not complete. You want to make sure you dig into the details. Here on this page about LMI exemption codes, you can find all the exemption codes, and if you go into the details, you will find the documentary evidence pertaining to every exemption code. That's it for today, guys. I hope this gave you an idea why your spouse's work permit was refused, or why any work permit that you applied was refused. Well, probably because you did not include the necessary documents. I hope this was helpful, guys. If you need any more assistance, you can feel free to contact me. You can book an appointment, or we do have free consultation slots as well every week. So the links for both are in the description. For folks who can't afford or who are having a hard time with their employment or with life in general, we have created these slots, so I would love to assist you. These slots are available on the weekend, and you can book it on a weekly basis. Guys, if you like this video, if you like the content that we produce, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. This means a lot. Share the videos with friends so that it increases the reach, and it helps us a lot to continue our efforts to support the community. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.